Hey, so we're continuing on our favorite national parks. This is part 3. Today we're going to cover Glacier National Park. So we've visited Glacier many times, but we had 3 visits in a sense. When we visited, we went a few times. We'd be in the region. So we came back. We had an amazing Alaska trip. And from there, we went down to Washington and started going east. So we're starting to go east to home. And we made it to northern Montana, to Glacier. And we spent one day driving through. And it's the going to the Sun Road. Had no idea what we were going to see. You start off, you're in the low end, and you're seeing all these gorgeous lakes and just crystal clear lakes. And you start going up, and you go all the way up to Logan's Pass. That's the highest part of the elevation. I think it's like just over 6,000 feet. But when you're weaving through, they made a point. The road hits some of the hot spots, the gorgeous hot spots. And there's waterfalls everywhere, and there's glaciers everywhere, and mountains everywhere. It is truly one of the most stunning national parks in the world. Let alone the United States. So we knew when we drove through that day and spent most of the day just driving through and pulling over and seeing all the sights, we knew we were going to make it back. So I believe it was like just a few years later, we made it back, and we stayed just south of the park in this awesome rental farmhouse. It was actually about 2 hours south, but it was awesome. So we went up, and we were shooting for the Grinnell Glacier Trail. And we knew pretty quick by the kids' faces and Nana's face that we weren't gonna make it all the way. It's an 8-mile trail, 4 miles there, 4 miles back. So we got about 2.5 miles in, right before it got difficult. And where that trail is, it's at the Many Glacier region. It's in the northeast part of the park. And it's spectacular. But we stopped, and one of our kids noticed there was a brown bear, a grizzly, up on the hill, pretty far away. And we're like, oh, there it is, it's up there. So we watched it for a while. And we're like, okay, everyone's tired. We'll probably start going back. There's no way we're going to make it. So we kind of hung out. And then suddenly one of the kids, I can't remember which one, he looked and goes, hey, the grizzly's right there. So we all stood up, and he was literally like within 50 feet of us. So Lori's mom's sitting down, and I go, we've got to go. There's a grizzly. So we get our bags on. By the time Lori's mom and I have our backpacks on, Lori's gone with the kids. She's up trail. She's like true mama bear. Speaking of bear, they're gone. And Lori's mom didn't quite understand how close the grizzly was. So these younger, like 20-somethings, were going by, and she's like, go on through. And so she was dead last in the trail. So I'm going ahead. Lori and the kids are up like 200 feet. And I can't see Lori's mom, so I keep looking. And then I see the grizzlies on the trail, and people are spraying bear spray in the air, and the bears kind of go, rrr, rrr, rrr. And then suddenly it goes down to Lake Josephine. And then suddenly Lori's mom comes up to me, and I go, where were you? She said, oh, just letting people through. I go, were you last last on the group? And she says, yes. I go, the grizzly was like 15 feet from you. So that was a chuckle. So we stopped off at Lake Josephine and just hung out there, and we got our feet wet, and it was an amazing experience. We had all the time in the world because we didn't do the whole hike. So we spent like 2 hours at Lake Josephine looking up at the mountains and the glaciers. So that was a great experience as a family. Now, Highline Trail. It might have been 2 years later. We went back to that farmhouse, and Lori trained. She trained, and she got ready to do the Highline Trail, 15 miles. When we got there, it was going to be super hot. Usually up in Glacier, it's chilly. It was like in the 80s, and it was sunny. It was blazing. but we made it. We had so many troubles. She got blisters on her feet, and we were both overheated, but we kept going, and we made it to the Grinnell Glacier overlook, and it was by far one of the greatest moments of my life, seeing my tough as nails wife grind through and look upon Grinnell Glacier. We didn't make it the time before, but we made it to the overlook, my wife and I. And I would rank it either 1 or 2 for my favorite hikes I've ever done. And especially having my amazing wife with me and looking upon the glacier and looking at her look upon the glacier was truly a moment I will never forget. Glacier is by far one of our parks that we love the most, and we'll definitely get there again. It's one of our favorites. Okay, bye.